and welcome to Comment Section. This is the second part of a series of episodes, all based around the weekend of Comic-Con, the San Diego Comic-Con, which happened over last weekend.
Yes.
All right. So, we have news stories today.
Yes. I did the Thor Ragnarok last.
All right. So, let's just jump right into it.
Yes,
we
let
fall
us.
down rabbit holes on this show. Like crazy.
If this is your
We fall
first
down-
time listening to this, and you think, this isn't what I thought I was going to listen to, that's the magic.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm gonna reference. There was an episode
Yes.
of this show.
Oh my god, some continuity!
I love continuity. I mean, I
do
guess you
too.
could kind of call every episode. With what I'm doing, you could basically call every episode continuity because we talk about Marvel and stuff like every episode.
Yes, we
So
do.
that's continuity. But I mentioned Twin Peaks before. There was a Twin Peaks panel at Comic-Con.
Yes, I heard. I had a
And-
feeling you were going to talk about this.
Yeah, because that's my show lately. And the
Is it done airing the season, or is it still...
I thought there was only gonna be 10 episodes, but I don't know where I got that because there's like a ton. Like there's like when I saw it, there's like at least over 20 or something.
Oh,
I mean, I guess it's like
or something?
I don't really know yet, but I thought it was gonna be a short season because the episodes are like an hour long, and I don't know. I guess I'm used to seasons being short lately because like a Netflix season is 8 episodes typically, and I'm just used to stuff like that.
That's why I wipe my brow when I'm happy that the DC shows are not on Netflix.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be a pretty long return season.
That way I get over 100 episodes a season.
And I did just catch up. There's 11 episodes out currently for the Twin Peaks return, or season 3 or whatever.
So it's still airing.
It's still airing every Sunday.
On Showtime?
Yep. And
It's a free ad for them.
yep, there you go, Showtime.
Cough it up!
You're playing at least one
Cough
very
up
good
my
show.
money!
I don't know anything else on Showtime, but I know that Twin Peaks is very good. And yeah, I've been I recently caught up and just saw episode 8 of season 3, and anyone who has seen the current season of Twin Peaks will probably remember episode 8. That is one of the strangest episodes of television I have ever seen, and if someone listening has seen
Try
that,
not to spoil
they know
it.
what I'm talking about, because
right.
it is weird, but there isn't the panel was just a very conversational panel, really. It was just a lot of the cast, and it was just very conversational. Like they just, I know that some of the questions they asked just from the panelists' questions were just like, where were you when you found out the show was coming back? What is it like working with David Lynch? And it was just there wasn't like a whole lot of news or anything. And the Q&A as panels are weird. I don't know how I feel about them. They're very uncomfortable to watch sometimes.
I've seen a few where like someone will go up and to be a loser will try to make the creators mad.
Yeah. It reminds me of my favorite Q&A at a panelist guy of all time is this guy who always shows up at BlizzCon at World of Warcraft panels wearing a red shirt, and he always asks questions showing plot holes and stuff in their story. And every time the guys are always like, yeah, you caught us. We have no idea. So there's this guy who knows more about the lore of World of Warcraft than the creators themselves. I love that guy. He's the best. But anyway, I don't have a lot to say about this panel, really. It was nice seeing them talk. There was one fun story that was told. Oh man, what was it? Kyle MacLachlan, which is the main character, Dale Cooper, talked about a scene. I thought this was a funny story because it showed how David Lynch, the director, is has his vision, and he doesn't want anything to like alter that. Like, he won't allow people to like ad lib, or like everything has to be exact. Like that's what it kind of seemed like he was implying, because there was like this story he told where one of the other actors ad-libbed, like they did a quick little ad-lib at the end, and David Lynch was like, "Excuse me, do I have to send you to the principal's office?" And like he clearly doesn't. He clearly wants.
He wants his vision.
Yeah, well, that's cool though, because it's good. Like I like this. I don't know how most people feel about it. I feel like this season is a very, very different, but very good. And it couldn't. It's very, very David Lynch. Very, yeah. It's very from his mind, and yeah, it's kind of like if you're a fan of Twin Peaks, the original series. I'm not sure if that entire fan base would necessarily like this new one, but it's good in its own right. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about
Twin Peaks.
About Twin Peaks. I had to mention it because I've mentioned it in the show. It was a fun panel, but no, I mean because David Lynch and company are very like tightly knit with, like, they don't want to reveal anything about their plot and what's coming up.
No spoilers.
The cast doesn't even know. Like, they don't even know what's going. Like so there's not a lot to say at a Twin Peaks panel, but it was just a fun conversation that happened at Comic-Con. So I'm not wrong for talking about it. Yeah. What you got on deck?
Well, here we go. Probably the most talked about thing from Comic-Con. And about DC. More importantly, about Batman. And I think you know what I'm going to be talking about.
Yeah, I think so.
So before we start, we won't talk about the announcement of DC's future movies.
Yeah.
Because, that's how I wanted to end my stories, is, talking about the future. Okay. Well, this is also horrible timing. Because, I don't remember. Saturday is like the big panel day at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So Friday, a report from the Hollywood Reporter came out saying that Ben Affleck, his time as Batman is coming to an end.
Right.
Now, before we start, you haven't seen Batman vs. Superman or Suicide Squad.
No. I don't know why I didn't just watch the whole movie, but I started like watching clips on YouTube of Batman vs. Superman. I don't know why I was spoiling myself, but I was just like, went down a rabbit hole of watching clips from it.
If you ever do, to anyone who's not seen Batman vs. Superman, like you.
Yeah.
If you're going to watch it, watch the Ultimate Edition, the 3-hour one. That's the real movie. The other one's a fun, like, 2.5-hour, yet confusing trailer. But, it was announced that, before we start, I just want to say, I've said before many, many times, I think Ben Affleck is one of the best Batman actors we've ever had. I actually put him at number 3. My top 3 are Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, and Ben Affleck. So,
nice.
And it's really special because, look, I like Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Love those movies. I'm not the biggest fan of the previous Batman movie performance we got. So, Ben Affleck, I think, is one of the best Batmans we've ever had, and came out that his time as Batman probably coming to an end, which we've said multiple times on this show. I think everyone kind of suspected after he said he wasn't going to be the director.
Yeah.
And it says that one of the things I hadn't thought about, because, look, he went through this before with Daredevil. Let's not forget. And he said he never wanted to be a superhero again. And then he becomes Batman. And critics did not like this movie.
Yeah.
But although they did love his performance, Ben Affleck, the conversations, who's better, Keaton or Affleck, a debate that could last the ages. But another thing they talked about, which I hadn't thought about, is, they still want to get a trilogy of Batman movies out. Ben Affleck, he's about 45, so he's getting older. So how much can you really kind of do that workout? I mean, I don't know what age Hugh Jackman is, but you do get to a point.
Freaking oldies. If you're 45, you're basically dead. No.
You're just an old man. But yeah, that's the thing, is that he's getting up there in age to where you kind of got to replace them if they had been that character for a while. So I hadn't thought about that, but and we knew it was probably going to happen. And one of the things the report said is that it's kind of unknown. I personally think Justice League will be the last time we see Ben Affleck as Batman. I don't think Ben Affleck's going to be Batman, the solo Batman movie, directed by Matt Reeves. But yeah, it sounds like Warner Bros. It's a little interesting how they're talking about. And I don't want to talk about the other story. They're talking about the thing, a way to gracefully usher out Batman, Ben Affleck, from the DC extended universe. And I'm bummed out about it, but I have a few questions for you. Number one, would you want Ben Affleck to be in a solo Batman movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I wish. You know what?
Wait, are you getting to developments on this? Because I saw news of developments on this.
Developments on what?
On the Ben Affleck is planning to leave.
Well, just a second.
Okay.
So, we were talking about, I remember after Batman vs. Superman Suicide Squad, I was like, man, I am so happy that this guy's gonna be Batman for the next 10 years. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen, but you would like him to be in the solo Batman movie.
Yeah, that's what.
But if he doesn't want to, do you still want him to? Because I kind of feel like if he doesn't want to, you have characters like Iron Man or Ant-Man that no kid really they have it now, but no kid really ever grew up wanting to be Ant-Man or Iron Man. There's so many actors who would love to play Batman. Personally, as much as I love Ben Affleck as Batman, I kind of would rather have it go to an actor who would want to be there.
Yeah, if that were the case.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
Yeah, when did this? I thought this news happened at Comic-Con. There was an article I read.
The article happened before Ben Affleck and everyone talked about it at Comic-Con.
Okay, what I'm referring to. Okay, I'm just gonna say this bit of news because I saw. Okay, tell me if this. I thought this happened at Comic-Con. That Ben Affleck kind of dispelled that by saying Batman's like the coolest. I'm so lucky to be Batman.
He did say that.
He did say that?
Yeah.
At Comic-Con or before?
At Comic-Con.
Okay. So it sounds like he does want to be Batman, though.
He said that he liked that Batman's cool. He didn't say he was still going to be Batman.
Okay.
Remember, 2 weeks before he stopped being the director of Batman, there was rumors that he wasn't going to be, and he went on a late night show and said, "Of course I'm going to direct Batman, guys."
Oh.
And then I heard them. I don't believe them.
The other development, I don't know if, hopefully I'm not stomping on you with this too. I heard.
Are you going to break my heart about Batman?
Well, I saw.
Oh God.
I don't think this is confirmed. I don't know, but I saw the next Batman movie is going to be called The Batman.
Yes, I heard that too.
Oh yeah.
That's a great title.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Batman, but it separates it from the first Tim Burton Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good title. I hope it's called that. I hope that's if Ben Affleck actually wants to do it, I hope that there is a Ben Affleck Batman movie called The Batman.
I don't think it's going to happen. But we also have a later story that I'm really excited to talk about that we're saving for the end.
Okay.
But we'll move on.
Okay.
I mean, this came out at such a bad time. I have a few questions I want to ask. I forgot about this.
Okay.
So we all still want Ben Affleck to be Batman. What would you think about, there's a bunch of fan theories. What would you think about having Bruce Wayne killed off or retired and having Dick Grayson take over?
So, Dick Grayson Batman.
Yes.
The thing is, I'm not as familiar like with the comic portion of that. So like, the first ever sneeze on the podcast.
Wipe off that mic.
Is that the first sneeze on the podcast?
I think so.
But okay. So what was I saying?
Dick Grayson is bad. That's a lot of things that fans talk about.
Yeah. So I don't know how good that storyline is. That's basically my problem with answering that. Maybe that's a really good storyline.
Here's the thing. Number one, no, do not do that. Do not do that. I wrote this on Facebook. If they do that, it will be the final nail in the coffin for this dying franchise. It will be Wonder Woman, everything wiped away. If they do that, it's over. It's dead. It's over. You know, I think the only way you could get away with a Dick Grayson Batman movie is if you have it technically be a Nightwing movie. Part of the Nightwing series where you have Batman kind of guest appear and, he's, dead.
Yep.
When we find out later he's not dead, and then he'll come back at the end.
He'll drive away in a helicopter.
What?
He'll fly off in a helicopter.
Oh, no, we do not want that.
He'll show up later.
No. Oh, man. Can we just talk about how the Bat, real quick, is the worst looking prop ever from a Batman movie? It is the worst. It is like some kid had the tumbler and the wheels broke off, and poor mom said, just have it be a plane. But I think the only way you could do that is if it doesn't count as a Batman movie, it counts as a Nightwing movie.
Yeah.
And, it ends with Bruce Wayne coming back. And, Nightwing Dick goes back to being Nightwing. I think the way to do it is kind of like on season 3 of Arrow, because, you can substitute Bruce and Dick with Oliver and Roy. Oliver was presumed dead, and Arsenal kind of took over as the hero for Star City. And then it happened for 3 episodes, basically. Yeah, 3 episodes, and it ended with him coming back at the end. I think I almost feel like that's almost better for a TV show, and just do it as like 3 episode arc.
Yeah,
but don't tease the audience with he's dead, because obviously no. Yeah.
Yeah, I do miss the art of the mini series. I mean, I think Netflix brought that back a teeny bit, but
yeah, but
that's a good.
But here's the thing: Batman is bigger than the actor. In my day, yep. We had 3 Batman actors, and we liked it. We liked it, darn it. We had 3, and nobody cared. Plus, when you were
really
older,
your day, though,
you found
technically.
I was around for the last one. I remember the TV spots. And I bought all the toys.
Yeah, that's true.
I kind of was there. A little bit.
For a part of it.
I didn't know it was in theaters. Had I known it was in theaters, I would have wished to have seen it. Man, I had to wait 8 years to see a Batman movie in theaters. We won't bring up that painful memory. But, yeah. Where were we going? Yeah, well, growing up, I had 3 live-action Batman actors, plus the cartoon, later Adam West. So I had 5 Batman actors.
Yeah.
At the young age of 10.
Yep.
And I was fine with it. Anyone else can be fine with it too.
Yeah.
Just James Bond it.
Yeah.
Just James Bond. Just replace him.
Yeah, people can separate in their minds that it's
just like the Hulk. How the Ed Norton Hulk and Mark Ruffalo are the same character.
Oh yeah.
But it's just recast. So yeah, that's basically it for Batman. Yep. We do have a very interesting thing at the end, and I don't know if you know. Maybe from the announcements. I don't know how much because you say you don't know a lot about a certain character.
What?
Now I think.
Let's just save it for the end.
I thought you knew, and now the fact that
I'm a little lost.
This reaction you said.
I'm a little lost. I might just be a little brain fuzzed from that really hardcore sneeze I just had.
Oh yeah.
That's my excuse right now.
So that's it. Here.
All right.
Just to sum it up real quick. Hope Ben Affleck stays. If he doesn't want to, I'd rather have someone else take over who wants to be there. But do not replace Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're more of an actor. like I feel like they wouldn't do that. It seems weird to me.
It
seems like a bad idea. Like you know more than I do, but it seems like a bad idea.
I mean, it's different in a comic book because that's like a TV show almost, where like you can do things like that because you got like a new one.
Yeah.
I mean, monthly, but there's how many Batman titles are there?
Yeah.
So you get a new one every week, so you can do something like that.
Yeah. I don't think it will. But anyway, shall we move on?
Wait, real quick. I don't think they will either from a certain announcement.
Ooh, more tease for the end.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mentioned before we started recording that I'm very late to the game, as I am with everything. I started watching Twin Peaks 25 years after it aired, and in this case, I started watching.
So you were okay with spoilers if someone spoiled it for you?
Well, luckily, not too many people were talking about it. It's not like, I mean, you know, nothing was spoiled.
But if someone had said something, you would have been disappointed, but at the same time,
that's a pretty big spoiler.
Well, I had 25 years.
Wouldn't you say there are some spoilers that just are kind of off limits? I guess there's some.
I mean, I guess it was common knowledge.
If it's big enough of a thing, like Harry Potter or something.
Like the Seinfeld finale ends with them all going to jail for a year.
Yeah, but I feel like the entire. This is a tangent now because I'm not talking about Twin Peaks yet. But the entire thing of Twin Peaks is solving a mystery. So if someone gave you the answer to the mystery, that's like ridiculous. So
you know what?
I feel like it would be really.
I guess Twin Peaks is a different thing from what I was thinking of. I guess for spoilers.
Yeah.
I guess if someone did do that spoiler, that's just me speaking.
I know, like that's the whole point of the show is solving the murder. Like
I meant like small things like hey.
Like
Bobby is Caitlin's baby daddy.
There is someone named Bobby in the show. For a second, I was like, I thought you hadn't seen this show. Bobby, there's a character named Bobby in the show, and he's back.
And then you're just like, did he spoil? Is he Caitlin's baby daddy? That's why
there's
I said.
no one named Caitlin, but
yes, but he's gonna be her baby daddy soon.
He does have a child
with Caitlin someday. You'll find out. David Lynch, work your magic.
All right. I don't think
you listen to this.
I don't think he's gonna listen to you.
I got a feeling, maybe.
Another thing I'm late to the game, but not 25 years late, 1 year late, is Stranger Things. I just watched it last weekend.
I have not watched it.
As soon as it was announced, I looked at it and I was like, that is so up my alley in every way, and I'm probably gonna love that show. And for some dumb reason, I didn't watch it for an entire year. And now that I have, I was exactly right. It's like a show that was practically made for me. So I watched it just in time for their. Yeah, I watched it the same weekend. Yeah, I binged it in a day, and the panel was the next day. It's kind of funny.
Nice way to avoid spoilers.
Yeah,
How many episodes is it? 8?
Yeah, there's 8 episodes.
Is it 40 minutes or?
They're about that each episode, about like 40 to 50 or something. My review is it's probably like one of my favorite shows ever. Of course, I'm just off of the high of just watching it, but it immediately shot to one of my favorite shows ever. I really think it's amazing. It's got to be at least the best Netflix original thing that there is out there right now. Well, that's my personal opinion.
There's a lot of people who love all the different shows on Netflix.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think that's that controversial. People really like Stranger Things, but so a couple actually. It isn't not just a panel, but there is also the trailer for Stranger Things 2. They're kind of just calling it Stranger Things 2, but it is season 2. But so there's that trailer that kind of, I feel like, a bit revealed what the plot kind of might be and what the set where it's going a bit, which was quite interesting. And there was a panel hosted by Patton Oswalt, which I thought was pretty interesting. I like Patton Oswalt, but apparently
he's in your least favorite Pixar movie.
But I love that movie. movie. My least favorite Pixar movie. I love. Okay.
Well, I mean, we're not counting Cars 2.
Yeah.
And
we talked about this in a previous episode. If you want to go,
we won't. Also, now kind of the conversation is now was the worst, not counting Cars 2 or Cars 3. I saw Cars 3.
You saw it. Anyway, and you hadn't seen it when we did this original discussion, right?
No.
Do you think Cars 3 is the worst?
Here's the thing.
Cars 2 has lower reviews, right?
Cars 2 is so bad that there's no way that could have been good. Cars 3 is like your worst nightmare of what Cars 1 could have been. It is 110 minutes of Lightning McQueen trying to get faster.
It's almost 2 hours?
It's a long movie. Dude, it is 110 minutes of Lightning McQueen trying to get faster and faster and faster. It's literally...
It sounds like an anime. Gotta get more powerful.
It is so bad. Like, I've only seen a few movies. This is the worst movie I've seen this year.
Wow.
I mean, and here's the thing, too. They try to get you with these Toy Story 3 moments, but it's just like, I care about Buzz and Woody. I could care less about Lightning McQueen and Mater. So, yeah.
I forgot to turn off airplane mode between...
Oh my god.
Well, I'm so sorry, but I think I'm fine. Okay, I'm sorry you had to go through seeing the worst movie this year.
It had to happen eventually.
Yeah, so in the Stranger Things panel, what they talked about in the panel kind of explains the trailer. Basically, in the trailer, they showed a lot of the characters being back and fun stuff, and the most interesting thing, and I think this is probably going to be a lot of... Is this spoilers? I'm not... Okay. I think I'm going to just keep it to the most absolute, like, you know, not major spoilers, but just, like, very base things about the plot that if you are someone who doesn't want to know anything, you might want to skip. But basically, there's a place called the Upside Down, which seems to be, like, this alternate version of reality where like it's almost like if there was like this room, but there's another place exactly like this room, like another dimension exactly like this room, but everything's just bad and evil there, and there's monsters there. And the first season in particular focuses on this monster that doesn't actually have a name. It's just the monster, but they call it the Demogorgon. Just the kids call it that, which is a reference to a creature from Dungeons and Dragons. It's not actually a Demogorgon. I'll have you all know. But in this trailer, it looks like, and what they actually, that's part of what they talked about in the panel, because they couldn't reveal a lot. The panel, the people on the panel, the kids and everyone on the cast, they couldn't reveal a lot, but the trailer and what they said, it seems like this new season, Stranger Things 2, is probably going to go way more into everything that's in the Upside Down. What exactly it like, or at least I wonder if, you know, we didn't really get an explanation of what the Upside Down is in the first season. We just kind of saw it. It was a separate story. It was the character's story. And I wonder if we're going to get more information on that, because I would really like to learn more about the Upside Down. And the biggest, I feel like it was at the end of the trailer, the biggest spooky reveal is that there's like the monster you see in the first season is like, you know, a towering human size. Like it's, I don't know, like 8-9 feet tall or something. But the monster it shows at the end of this trailer for season 2 is like towering over a city big. Like it's this enormous, like, I mean, it's like shown off in the distance up in a spooky sky, this enormous monster. So it looks like they're gonna really take things to the next level. Yeah, it looks really spooky and crazy. And another thing, and on the panel were 3 new actors. There's apparently going to be 3 new people to the cast. One of them being a new villain. I at least that's what people think, is that there's going to be one new actor who is a villain. There's another actor there who plays one of the monsters, I think. So I don't know exactly if what that pertains, but it sounded like he plays a monster. I don't know if he's in a bunch of makeup-y stuff or if he just plays the voice, almost like Benedict Cumberbatch's Smaug style. I don't know, but I think he apparently plays one of the monsters. And then there's another new actor there who was a young girl who apparently there's going to be someone joining the main cast of Kids, who are kind of the main characters of it. So that's interesting. So we'll have to see what these new characters joining the cast entails. And I'm glad I don't have to wait as long as everybody else.
I was gonna say, I heard it's not like a 2-year wait. You had to wait between seasons, or
I thought it came out last year.
I
said that earlier, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry how much of an idiot I am. But I thought it came out last summer. But
I did not know
this new season is coming out in October. It's coming out before Halloween. And that's the other thing, is this season takes place right around Halloween 1984, I think. So that's that's interesting. I love Halloween. It's spooky.
Oh yeah,
spooky for a spooky show.
There you go. Whew. There you go. Stranger Things. Things are gonna get even stranger.
Yeah, that's a good thing that isn't the tagline, because that would be really cheesy. But luckily, I only have to wait.
That's like something you see on like an 80s VHS of it.
That would actually be good, because it is set in the 80s and it's very 80s.
Oh man!
I mean, the show takes tons of inspiration from the 80s. The font itself looks like it came off of a book published in the 80s. It's very 80s, the show. So I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I'm out of words at this point.
All right. Well,
I'm babbling.
Are you done with Stranger Things?
I'm not done. In 3 months. I'm gonna watch it again.
All right. Oh, also, I forgot to talk about this last time. Because, sometimes I feel bad if I bash something. Mm-hmm. We talked about last time how Batman Returns is not one of our favorite Batman movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have one of my favorite Batman moments.
Oh, yeah?
Which is when Penguin takes over the Batmobile.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
I barely remember that one.
And also, in the animated, they did a whole episode of that.
Oh, really?
And they did even better, where, Penguin is holding the Batmobile's mechanic, because Batman goes to a mechanic to fix his Batmobile, like a mechanic that he can trust.
Yeah.
And Penguin's holding the mechanic's daughter's hostage, so he screws it up. And Batman and Robin are talking to the mechanic, and he's trying to give them these hints that that Penguin screwed up the Batmobile. And it's a really great episode. I don't remember what it's called, but
it's called Penguin Takes the Batmobile for a Spin.
It's called The Mechanic.
Oh.
So, this one's really short, so I'm gonna put it together with something else. Okay?
Alright.
So, comics, okay? Comics, because, it's comic.
It's the comics
So,
convention.
here we go. One of DC's upcoming, main kind of event books that they, Marvel and DC, they get criticized for it, but, it's great. We were happy it exists. Event books every summer. This one is called The Doomsday Clock, written by one of the greatest comic book writers of all time. My favorite comic book writer working today, Jeff Johns. Anything written by Jeff Johns, I will just buy. Because he's just that good. And he's also written some of the best episodes of Smallville, The Flash, and Arrow. And it's called The Doomsday Clock, starring Superman, and it features the characters from Watchmen. Do you know how there was a movie Watchmen based on it?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Watchmen.
Yeah, I have not.
It's good. I saw once a long time ago.
Okay, so another thing, real quick, before we get off topic.
We tend to do that.
Yes. Whatever. You knew what you were getting into. So, I've got two superhero movies I haven't seen that I'm thinking of watching. The Watchmen doesn't, before they expire off on demand. Watchmen, I'm good until 2018. Until January 2018.
Oh.
Is it worth it for me to watch Deadpool this weekend?
I like Deadpool a lot.
Okay, I've heard a lot of people like it.
I was expecting a unnecessary, sometimes with crude humor it's just like stupid, but I mean, I'm not like a prude about like crude humor. I'm not
He's not like but we can't have this. Think of the children.
No, I'm absolutely not like that at all. Quite the opposite. In fact, I like crude humor when it's done well. It's just that I was like, is this just going to be trying to do an edgy superhero movie that's all like, but I thought it didn't do that. So I think really my favorite humor is when they succeed at doing something as messed up as Deadpool and not make it edgy or over like stupid about it. I guess all I'm saying is that humor like that can go very right or very wrong and be really stupid and like trying too hard. That's really what I mean. Trying too hard is what I'm always worried about with humor like that. But I don't think they really did that. I thought it was really funny, and I thought it was really good.
All right. I'm thinking of watching it this weekend, probably, maybe tomorrow. But okay, Doomsday Clock's featuring the Watchmen. So if you don't know, DC had their New 52 thing, okay? And they kind of undid it 5 years later. I think it was because, you look at Batman vs. Superman, there was kind of this feeling like, hey, this isn't my Batman, this is my Superman, so they kind of brought back the old continuity. So, and you find out the Watchmen kind of screwed up, one of the characters in Watchmen kind of screwed up the timeline.
Oh?
So it's about, like, what did this guy change?
Oh.
And another one, so that's a quick thing. Another thing is Grant Morrison's Arkham Asylum book from the 80s, which is a big influence on the first game, is getting a sequel, this time starring Damian Wayne. Now, if you don't know, Damian Wayne is the current Robin in the DC universe because Dick Grayson has become Nightwing, Jason Todd was murdered and has come back to life as the Red Hood, and Tim Drake has become this character, Red Robin. And it's going to star Bruce Wayne's son, who is a kid he had with Talia Al Ghul, who, if you don't know, she was in the animated series. We try to forget her from Dark Knight Rises, but she was there, kind of. And they did do it right on Arrow. She was in last season of Arrow. And so that's pretty interesting. Captain America, currently, is having a rough time in the comics because apparently now they're doing this weird thing where he's a member of Hydra. And
okay.
It's been going on for a year and a half, too, just like Superior Spider-Man. Which, I don't know if you remember Superior Spider-Man. It's when Doc Ock kind of took over Spider-Man's body and Peter died. So Doc Ock was in Peter's...
Yeah,
it's a long
there's
story.
A lot of crazy things that happen in the comics.
There's a reason why I buy 7 DC and 0 Marvel. But an old Marvel. But it's going to be when they're going to kind of have Captain America be good again, obviously. And it's going to be written by Mark Waid, another writer who I will just buy anything that he does. And Superman Year One by Frank Miller. Now, for those of you who don't know, Frank Miller wrote Batman Year One and The Dark Knight Returns. Almost everything from Tim Burton's Batman movie forward has been inspired by, especially very heavily in both the Christopher Nolan trilogy and recently the Ben Affleck series. But, so that was a little quick comic thing, but at Comic-Con, we're talking about my favorite, we talk about, people talk about, what's their favorite superhero franchise going on. Mine is the DC TV shows. So, and recently there was a trailer that came out for Gotham Season 4. Oh. Now, you have not seen this trailer, I'm assuming.
No, nor have I seen Gotham.
Do you want to bring it up real quick?
All right.
Because we're not going to watch the whole thing because it's 5 minutes, but I didn't think we were going to talk because a lot of times Gotham will kind of recap what happened last season.
Yeah.
But the last few minutes of the trailer was a new thing. So for those of you who don't know, last season Bruce Wayne was kind of kidnapped by the Court of Owls and sent to this monk who taught him about how he could help him get his destiny to be Gotham's protector. And he kind of brainwashed Bruce, and right now Bruce kind of doesn't know who he is anymore. So, and also, you're going to see... Remember how I talked about how great the ending for Season 4 was?
Yeah.
We're going to see it soon. So, I just want you to know how far we've come in this show.
Oh.
You need to find your true north. Let that guide you. And you protect it at all costs.
Here it is, the final scene of Season 3, okay? This is how the season ended.
Oh, wow.
Oh. There's someone with a mask. Who is... Oh my god! He's got... And look, dude, that's the ending of the first Tim Burton movie! Oh man! And here we get a little bit of... Now, I thought the trailer was over, but there's a little bit more about what's coming up. 9/28 feels so long from now.
You can make a difference. There is time for masks. And there is a time for Bruce Wayne.
Oh, there he is. Keeps going. And we get a hint of who one of the next villain is. There's Catwoman, who she got her whip in the last one, right? Remember she had from the Tim Burton movie?
Yeah.
Penguin is opening up the Iceberg Lounge that you might have seen from the Arkham games. Here we go, we're gonna find out. Little tease about who's gonna be our big villain.
Oh.
Who we think?
Crane.
Jonathan Crane isn't here anymore.
That's just the Scarecrow.
I have to say, that's a great look. That's a great designed Scarecrow.
Yeah, it felt like I'm pretty sure the line is from Batman Begins. Like when Batman is kind of fighting all those goons and he kind of sprays Crane with his gas and he's like, Crane, who are you working for? And he's like, Ra's al Ghul's just like, Ra's al Ghul's dead, and he's just like, Jonathan Crane isn't here anymore. But it looks like it's like this Scarecrow looks a lot like kind of the one you saw from the Arkham Knight game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that Scarecrow. So I'm really excited. It felt like in Smallville season 9, where Clark kind of had like a black suit and a trench coat, and he had like the white S, where it's like we're getting really teased. But I remember it's a little bit like, look, Smallville went for 10 seasons, but that was on the CW, so 10 seasons was almost like a guarantee.
Yeah.
Versus Gotham's on Fox, so you have a smaller window.
Yeah.
So it feels like I think they said this show is designed to be 5 or 6 seasons. So
Yeah.
we're getting there.
Yeah.
I still feel like probably they'll jump forward because I think even in 6 years, the kid who plays Bruce Wayne, he does a great job, will be a little too young still to put on the cape and cowl.
Yeah.
But I thought it looked great. Any thoughts? Any more thoughts about it?
Well, I haven't ever seen Gotham,
But
of
from
course.
what you've seen of this trailer,
that looks. I'm interested in watching the show now. There's so many shows to freaking watch that it's hard to commit sometimes, but that looks really good.
oh yeah. So that was it for mine. Did you want to?
More news?
Yeah.
From Comic-Con? I think I'm just gonna go on a little bit of I had 2 little video game related newses, and I think I'm gonna chunk them together.
Before we,
Okay.
because this is what happens. I remember last time you talked about the first Spider-Man game, the 2002 game.
Yeah.
Hearing you talk about it made me plug in my PS2 for the first time in like 6
did you play
years.
that game?
I did. I played the first level. I forgot though because, I'll play like the Arkham games and you can like go away for a little bit and your health will come back.
Yeah.
I forgot you need those red spiders to get your health back.
Oh.
But it was also fun because obviously nostalgic about kind of like the cinematic
Yeah.
things. It was fun to hear kind of new things I hadn't heard a while from Tobey Maguire since that series has been done for 10 years. And so yeah, it was very fun to play.
That's awesome.
Oh wait, have you ever played the ones based on the Andrew Garfield movies?
No.
I have.
didn't
One of
know
the
there
things
were.
I was really I was a little disappointed is in the Tobey Maguire ones, you'll play the stories from the movie
Right.
versus the Andrew Garfield one takes place after the movie, and it contradicts it. Where at the end of the first game, I guess he graduated from high school, but yeah, in the second movie, he's going to graduate from high school.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's...
And you gotta
that's
save
true.
Gwen, and I'm just like, is it really worth it in the end, guys? We all know
Okay.
where this ends.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, anyway. I'm gonna mention the Spider-Man game. But first, because I wanted to end with the Spider-Man game, but first I'm gonna mention there's just a really cool thing. Wait, this was like the biggest thing that was like made me go, I wish I was at Comic-Con. I don't know if we mentioned we don't live anywhere near there.
No, we
weren't
don't.
there. We were not
The
there.
other thing that made me wish I was at Comic-Con, they showed this movie Batman Harley Quinn, which is basically a new episode of the 90s cartoon.
Well, the thing with Comic-Con is a lot of it is just I'm excited to get the announcements and see the panels and stuff.
the
And
excitement.
I can do that without going. But this made me...
Plus, it's really packed.
This particular thing made me...
Wait,
wish
real
I
quick.
was
Do
there.
you know how you gotta get in? It's almost like a lottery you gotta do.
Yeah, I didn't
You
know.
can't just like save.
I
You
fig-
can't just go and get.
I figured.
So you gotta get a lottery.
Yeah.
And all that.
Anyway, one thing I haven't really mentioned on this show is that I am kind of a fanboy of the game company Blizzard. In particular, over the last year, my obsession has been the game Overwatch, and I've been for many, many years I've liked World of Warcraft and Diablo, but they had something at Comic-Con. Blizzard set up it's called the Lich King's Ice Cream Citadel, and they literally set up an ice cream stand. Like they had an ice cream shop, and it was promoting. There's a new expansion for their game Hearthstone coming out. That's basically what it was promoting, but they literally had an ice cream shop with like. And a lot of like World of Warcraft cosplayers and stuff were showing up, but I think they had like the Lich King character in World of Warcraft, if you, like in there and stuff. Like, gosh, it just looked so cool, and I just like that is something to actually I'll bring up the images just because it's so hard to, and of course this is also bad podcasting, but it's so hard to explain without looking at it. Oh, there's a video. So, okay, there's actually a video on YouTube of this, is it? Well, that he was in there, but,
Is this like a commercial for the video game?
I mean, it's promoting the new expansion for Hearthstone, but, it's promoting the, ice cream shop that was gonna be at Comic-Con, just for Comic-Con.
You know what the sad thing is? You know there was someone waiting in line for hours who never got any.
Yeah. Oh gosh,
Although I wonder if you could buy some off eBay. Like I've
just
frozen it from
it's all melted.
Yeah.
It's actual ice cream from the Lich King's Ice Cream Citadel. They don't have. I saw images and I don't know why I don't see any anymore. Whatever. It was cool. My second video game news, as I spoiled already, is about the new Spider-Man game. There was a Marvel Games panel, and really I just took the information from the Spider-Man game because that happened to be because I like to reference stuff. I like to talk about stuff I already referenced.
We like to have a character arc as we grow.
Yeah, Spider-Man for the PS4. Some things I learned about it. It's an open world game, which just
Like Spider-Man 2?
it just makes it's you can explore freely. That's my favorite kind of game. An open world game like that makes it to me. That's
Yeah, I like that because I'm not very good at playing video games. Like if I'm like, well, to talk about like Batman, the Arkham games. If I'm like fighting the Joker and it's too hard, I'm like, you know what? I'll just go after some thugs for a little bit.
That's my favorite kind of game. I've never liked linear games as the lingo in
They're hard.
gaming culture is. But well, the thing is like, it just kind of starts to feel like you're playing like a movie. Like it just feels like squandered potential of you're playing a video game and not watching something. So I don't like to just follow a story. I like to be able to kind of choose when I experience a story and do like maybe interrupt the main story by doing other things. And I just really like that in game. It's really one of my favorite kinds of games is an open world game. The other thing, this is interesting. I didn't even know this villain existed. The villain is Mr. Negative. I don't know if that is a villain.
Yeah, that's a more recent one. Mr. Negative kind of came up during Brand New Day, which is kind of when I kind of stopped following Spider-Man as much.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spoil anything, but if you've ever read, I think it's Brand New Day, the story arc, and yeah, I don't remember a lot. I remember Mr. Negative being interesting, being kind of cool.
Yeah, I looked up because I really didn't know him at all, and I just looked up pictures of him. He looks cool.
He's like from 2009, I think.
Oh, pretty recent. Yeah, that's cool. They're not just like, oh, it's the Green Goblin, but I mean, I'm sure a lot of villains are.
I'm guessing that
it's just this is one thing they talked about. This is the first I've heard of him.
It's a little bit like Hugo Strange is the main villain for Arkham City, but you know how they peppered the other one.
Right,
that's what I'm guessing.
That's probably what's going to happen. The only other thing I wrote about this is just that the developers teased that they said the best Spider-Man stories are the ones where Spider-Man and Peter Parker's lives collide, and that the plot has something to do that Aunt Jane isn't involved or whatever. But
did you say Aunt Jane?
What the frick? Why is it written like that in here?
Aunt Jane? Oh, Peter, he's so confused.
Why is that written in this? Jeez.
You thought Peter's life was rough before.
I was reading this and
Mary Jane, what is going on? Do you want to talk about this?
Confusing tension.
I had another thing to talk about the Spider-Man game. I'm gonna fact check it to make sure that I'm right, but
now I don't remember if they actually said it was colliding with Mary Jane or his actual
Aunt May.
Aunt Jane.
Oh, yes! I am so happy I did not... Well, I guess they kind of spoil it. Whatever. I won't say what... I won't... Never mind. If you want to know, read Brand New Day. But Peter Parker is voiced by I don't know how to pronounce it. Yuri Lowenthal, who was the voice of Superman in this cartoon from 2006 called Legion of Superheroes, and I think he did a great job. And honestly, for the last few years, I've been hoping he would be Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they got a great casting right there. This is like a real quick story. So I'm a big fan of the DC animated movies. I think those are the best ones, and they every time after during Comic-Con, that's when they announce what the next 3 are for 2018. And the next one is Batman Gotham by Gaslight. Now you may be wondering, okay, it's another Batman movie, right? But this story is a little bit different because in comic books they'll always kind of once in a while you'll have like a separate miniseries where the writers will be allowed to do whatever they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this one was the first one under this thing called Elseworlds, which is where they were allowed to do whatever they want. But basically, from what I read, it is that it's set in the 1800s, and it's Bruce Wayne Batman in the 1800s trying to solve the mystery Jack the Ripper. So that's a pretty interesting one.
Interesting.
And another thing is a Suicide Squad animated movie set in their kind of current movie animated universe that they've been doing recently. And I was hoping they would do a Superman next year, because 2018 is Superman's 80th anniversary. And they're doing one, a two-parter, like they did The Dark Knight Returns. The Death of Superman and The Return of Superman. So Death of Superman is 2018. Return of Superman is beginning of 2019. And here's the interesting thing. They did it before in 2007. They did as one movie, but this one will be more faithful to the storyline of the comic book. And I'm really excited for it. Obviously, they're going to do the return story in Justice League, but if you've read The Return of Superman, there's no way We got a lot going on in Justice League. There's no way they can do that story in Justice League, so I'm very excited about it. And are we gonna? Is it time to?
Yeah, we gotta wrap this episode up. Let's talk about comedy.
Let's talk about comedy. So, we're talking about good versus evil.
Just the concept of good versus evil.
Yeah. Justin Bieber has been banned in China from ever performing.
Oh.
For bad behavior.
He's getting scolded.
Yes! This is so amazing. He's been banned from China.
Yeah, well, I think there's probably a lot of people banned from China.
But he is.
Yeah.
What will it take?
I remember, like, I think people get banned from what was the artist Tyler the Creator was banned from like performing in the UK or something once. That was weird. I don't know. The country's just like banning people, I guess.
I guess so. So
why was he banned? Just for
bad behavior.
Just they observed, oh, that Justin Bieber, he does bad behavior.
He does.
And then
bad
they
behavior.
just banned him.
Yep. So, oh crap. That was just a little thing I wanted to mention. Justin Bieber's been banned in China, but the big thing is, a certain movie came out today.
Today. It is a Friday.
It is a Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we talked about it. Patrick Stewart is voicing Poop.
That was the most shocking thing about this to me. Is like I remember when like the movie was announced, like the cast was announced and stuff, and I was on like I don't know Wikipedia or something, looking at who was playing who, and I saw Patrick Stewart, and I was like, what is he doing in this movie? And then I looked to see who he was playing, and my whole world changed. I couldn't believe that he was playing Poop.
So, right now, the Rotten Tomatoes score for the Emoji movie.
We're talking about the Emoji movie.
Yes. 3%.
3%. And when I saw it, it was 0%. And now it's up to 3.
We have 30 rotten reviews, and we have 1 fresh review.
I'm surprised that the audience says 46%. I bet there's joke reviews in there.
What is the critic consensus? Also an Emoji.
That's funny. The critic consensus.
There is
one
emoji person who liked it, and they didn't even really like it. They liked it because it's good for the children. It's good for the children.
Any single animated children's movie, you could make that argument almost. Well, I mean, like if it's not like crass or something, like an appropriate animated movie, anyone could make that argument.
You know what? Maybe just to wrap this up, we'll read some of the best Rotten Tomato.
That sounds fantastic.
Hating the Emoji movie is easy, not to mention fun, necessary, and appropriate. Let's see. A soulless endeavor and painful viewing experience. Your kids deserve better. A viewer leaves the Emoji movie a colder person, not only angry at the film for being unconscionably bad, but resentful of it for making them feel angry.
Okay.
I mean, apparently this has not been a good year for animated movies.
Oh, apparently, yeah.
But, you know what? Well, we got Coco coming out, but Cars 3, there's no way that movie gets Best Animated Picture.
Oh, yeah, man. I don't know of any good. There's probably some good anime. There's always like some.
All I heard was that people like the Lego Batman movie, which I haven't seen.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. But every Oscars, there's always some more obscure, or at least obscure to me, animated movies that make their way on there. I mean, there's always some good ones. I know there are a couple that I saw trailers of that I didn't see. I don't even think I've gone to see an animated movie this year.
Real quick also. Excuse me while I scan my phone for the vomit emoji. Hear that? It's the end of the world! Let's see. There could be far worse ways to spend 86 minutes, but maybe, just maybe, it'd be better choice to spend those 86 minutes outside, or reading a book, or talking face-to-face with another human being, because the Emoji movie cannot be more meh. Do yourself a favor and swipe left on this one. This movie's believe in yourself message is borne out in a perverse way by the very fact that it even exists, and yet the whole thing remains nakedly idiotic.
Oh my.
The Emoji
God.
movie shows how low Hollywood will sink for easy emoji dollar bag,
God.
money bag.
I hate that this exists.
I don't understand. Here's the thing: when we get done,
And the thing is, I'm a big fan of emojis, just as like a utensil to use when texting. Like I like it. But this just ruins something good to me.
let's see this. Is one of the darkest, most dismaying films I've ever seen, much less one ostensibly made for children. The Emoji movie is almost as bad and brutally depressing as everything else in 2017. It's not the worst thing ever made, but it's seemingly afraid to commit to being a coming out parable. Crappy. If you prefer the poop emoji, that works too. The Poochie of movies. The Poochie of movies. Now,
I don't know what that.
have you watched The Simpsons?
I'm not familiar with. I don't know every Simpsons reference.
There's an episode of The Simpsons from season 8 where, you know Itchy and Scratchy?
Yeah.
Well, they introduced a new character, Poochie, who everyone hated,
Oh.
and it ended with him getting killed off and everyone cheered.
I see. That's okay.
Here's my favorite one from The Hollywood Reporter. If only this smartphone-centric dud, so happy to hawk real-world apps to its audience, could have done the same in its release strategy coming out via Snapchat, where it would vanish shortly after arrival, but even that wouldn't be fast enough. So there you go, the Emoji
Brutal.
movie.
Brutal.
I will not be seeing it.
I
I know you really were excited about this movie.
I was at the edge of my seat every single day.
I
after
heard
watching
that studios were bidding, like they were in fights for this script.
That it probably would make a lot of money. That's probably why they were doing it.
And Sony got it. And if you ever wondered how we got Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's decisions like this.
And you know, if there's one great way to wrap up this episode, goodbye wave emoji.
Oh, we've got the cliffhanger! Cartoons from the 90s being remade?
Is this the return of their childhood?
Or a nostalgic nightmare?
Tune in next time.
Same comment time, same comment section.
Keep falling down that rabbit hole.